Hey everybody, we wanted to thank you for 100 subscribers.
Ears.
Your ears?
Yeah, that was so loud. Why is that so loud?
You're quiet.
What?
Hey everybody, thanks for getting us to 100 subscribers. We're actually over that mark now. I know it's been a couple weeks. Sorry. But no, seriously, thank you guys so much. Means a lot. This is our first big landmark, so thank you guys for sticking with us. I know content's been a little slow, but we still have a huge backlog of stuff. And we have, there's a lot of videos that you guys can check out on our channel. I think we have like more than 100 videos on the channel itself. So plenty of stuff to check out if you guys haven't already. We recommend our Peculiar Pulls series, stuff like that.
I was going to say, we just hit 75 on the weekly polls. So
thank you guys for your continued support. Please, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, smash that like button, demolish that notification button, and we'll keep the content coming. And check us out on TikTok and other stuff like that. We got Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, The Cosmic Panel. And I've been doing a deep dive into my collection of comics recently on TikTok. So if that's something you guys are interested in, tune in.
And I'll occasionally post a Jujutsu Kaisen meme that gets tens of thousands of views with minimal effort. But yeah, no, genuinely, guys, thank you so much. Like this is awesome. It's just fun to be able to do something with one of my best friends, if not my best friend. And yeah, we just get to shoot shit and talk comics, and this has been a blast. Even if it it comes at times as like a lot of work, it's still very fun. Plus, we still have a lot of videos we got to edit. I still got that interview from Cal Starks I got to do.
Oh yeah.
I got to release. That is now what, like we recorded that in December.
Yeah.
so it's quite old at this point, but yeah, we should probably release that at some point soon. But yeah, no, thank you guys, seriously. Hey guys, welcome to the Cosmic Panel, where this week we're going to be discussing weekly polls. We got a lot of really cool picks this week. I'm really excited to talk about them. But before we do, wanted to give a quick shout out to Comic Universe. If you guys have been listening to the past couple of weekly polls, you know that they have been sponsoring us recently. Really awesome duo of guys and a really cool shop. They got keys, they got trade paperbacks, they got comics, they got graded books. They are in Pennsylvania at Folsom, PA, at 446 McDade Boulevard. They got $5 trades, $10 hardcovers. But yeah, definitely go and check them out. Mike and Mike are two really cool dudes, and they haven't watched Spectacular Spider-Man yet. But if there's one thing that I am, it's persistent. So I will bug them until they watch it. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for sponsoring us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below what polls you guys are excited to read this week.
Yeah. Elias, what is your first poll for this week?
My first poll is going to be Symbiote Spider-Man 2099, number 1. We have the start of another 2099 miniseries, this time with an homage cover to the original, that red border. I like this cover a lot. This is a lot of fun. We got Roge Antonio on pencils on the inside. He's a newer Marvel artist, to my knowledge, that I've really been enjoying. And Peter David is returning to this character. I'm very surprised to see that. I thought he was done with writing.
Yeah,
but
same.
This is an interesting return. I hope to get some follow-up on the Carnage mini that we got and get some explanation as to why Miguel has a symbiote now. But they've been building out the 2099 universe, and it's been a lot of fun. Nothing like insane, really, but it's been a good time, and I've been enjoying it. So I'm curious to see what this book is like.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, this cover is pretty sick. 2099 symbiote looks insane. So very excited.
Lionel Francis, you always bringing us amazing covers. All right, Lucas, what is your first pick for this week?
My first pick is Wesley Dodds' The Sandman, number 6. I didn't really enter into this series expecting that much, but honestly, it's been very, very good. Robert Venditti and Riley Rossmo have been pretty great, honestly, taking this character and kind of continuing a story that is outside of Sandman Mystery Theater. We basically have Sandman realizing that the chemicals that he made, he if you don't know, Sandman is an older character, but that basically his whole thing was that he made sleeping gas that he could shoot out of his gun, and that's why he wore a gas mask, and that's how he would take out criminals. Um, but the interesting thing about him is that he's a pacifist, so he doesn't really like using violence. And he had originally created the sleeping gas to use in war. Obviously, it was rejected because the war machine keeps moving. And this series has been a really, really good, basically, conversation around that. Basically, around the fact that humanity doesn't want to end wars; it wants to keep it going forever and ever. And we kind of see this pacifist trying to fight against the wheel that is terror and war, and fighting against the military complex. Um, but yeah, so basically, what happens in the story, at least in the basic premise, is that someone stole his earlier versions of the sleeping gas that were basically legitimately horrific versions of the gas, like basically tuned up versions of mustard gas and etc. So he is incredibly afraid of this person that took it, and now he is basically trying to stop them from releasing it to the military. And yeah, this series has been really, really good. I've really been enjoying it. It's been a great, consistent series that isn't even really crossing over that much with the rest of the DC universe because it takes place in an earlier time period. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like all these JSA solo stories are going to be 6 issue minis. So I think it's a good format to give them time and explore these characters. I'm kind of surprised you turned around on this series. I know you weren't a huge Rossmo guy.
Yeah, no, something about the way the art works, honestly, on this kind of it works for this style, especially during the dream scenes. But yeah, no, he's pretty great at drawing like gas and like different forms of that. Um, but yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Rosmo, but when he has a character that he can work with, he can really work with. Also, I like that the villain of the story is named Fog. It's pretty funny. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying this. I enjoyed the Alan Scott one. I still haven't read the Jay Garrick one, but yeah, I'm excited to read that too.
Cool.
What's your next pick, Elias?
My next pick is going to be Fall of the House of X #3. I really like this cover. I hope that we do get some one-on-one time with Stasis. Stasis is a long time pain in the mutant's ass.
All my homies hate Stasis.
So hope we get some time with him. Um, yeah, the Fall of House of X era is chugging along. The last Iron Man issue was really, really good. And, it's like everyone's saying, it's very funny that a lot of people's favorite X book is going to be remembered as Iron Man. But that is very much how this era has been. So yeah, Fall has just kind of been carrying along the combat side of the story. Now that we finally know what Iron Man was plotting out in the Australian outback, um, they can maybe tell us more about that battle. Fei Long developed a huge sentinel that he could use himself, that he could pilot. So the final showdown between them is coming up, and Tony revealed his armor and revealed the Sentinel Buster. So pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Uh, really cool issue,
What do you
and
think of the design?
I think it's cool. I wasn't expecting
I liked
anything
it.
crazy for it. I like the X on the chest.
I like the
Um,
black too.
yeah, the war machine that Fei Long developed is cool, and yeah. So they also just kind of announced that X Men 35 is going to be the final X Men issue for the volume, and it's going to be a huge landmark issue. It's going to be 700 issues of X Men. I don't know if that counts Uncanny or just X Men, but either way, uh, this is celebrating the Krakoan era in a very fun way. So I'm excited to get into this issue.
Also, is it me or is it weird that Invincible Iron Man 15 had nothing to do with Rhodey, but it was like
Yeah, it was a strange cover choice.
that, and like the summary was complete. Like it didn't have anything to do with Rhodey. It was like they changed it last second to like what the next issue was supposed to be.
When you have a big event like this with a lot of moving parts, and I think this is maybe part of the reason that I thought Fall of the House of X 2 felt a little disjointed,
You
It's
got to
the
slow
release
down
schedule of
stuff.
everything. Like, if you don't release this issue before the other issue, things are going to be out of whack, you know? So I think it could have been a result of that, and they had to move some things around on Jerry's side because he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting for this event. So it's very possible that yeah, something got screwed up with the solicits, and then they had to change the plot of the story at the last minute. It's very possible.
Yeah, because I was like, where's Rhodey in all this? Because like I thought it was gonna be a Rhodey centric story, and then I was just like, it's not. But it was cool. It was still a very cool issue. I was just like very surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will say one of my favorite things for any Wolverine character to do is to put out the two claws and then have the middle one as a threat. I love that so much. It's always so good when he does that or a version of him does that. Like just like have the two
Counting
claws.
down to three or counting up to three or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like one, two, and then like last one.
Yeah, it's great.
It's such a good. Ah, I love it.
Yeah. Me when the spacing of my face is perfect for two claws on either side. All right, Bub, what's your next pick?
My next pick is the one hand number two. Wasn't that crazy for the first issue, but the follow up, the Six Fingers, was really fucking good. I really enjoyed it. It was interesting to get a series where you're getting it from the killer side and the detective side. You have these two series that are overlapping, kind of going against each other, but neither of them realize who they are, and it's a really interesting take on a serial killer case. Detective Airy is okay as a character. He's a pretty standard detective character, but the uh, the main killer is very very unique. I would say, just being a worker at a place that has been mutated a little bit, and then is passing out and then finding himself just covered in blood. He doesn't really understand what's happening, which is an interesting take, whether or not it's him repressing those memories or the fact that he genuinely doesn't actually know what's happening. So yeah, no, this series has been really good. I've really been enjoying it. I'm actually really excited to see where it's going to go.
Very nice. Yeah. I've been cutting back on books, so I haven't had the chance to read this yet, but I will maybe at some point read it when it's finished.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, what's next up for you, Elias?
Next up for me is going to be Ultimate Black Panther number two. We discussed this a little bit on the channel, I think, already, but Ultimate Black Panther 1 was a very different pacing choice as compared to Spider Man. They kind of just got right into the thick of things. I'm hoping that this cover is actually telling of us getting some time with the Two Fists of Khonshu because we didn't really get a lot of that in the first issue. Um, this series has a lot of potential, and I'd like to see it realized. Um, this choice of Killmonger characterization is very cool. I think that has a lot of potential. So I'm very excited to see this series progress for sure.
Yeah, I like that the maker's in the background too. Hopefully, it gives more explanation for the Two Fifths and how they were cultivated by the maker. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. The characterization is kind of it's kind of like they just plucked them from the normal universe and kind of placed them there, and we can't really decide how T'Challa would act normally versus like in this universe. So like right now, for me, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I had hoped. First issue, um, because of how fast paced it was and the fact that we didn't really get that much character. But I'm hoping this issue corrects that. So
Definitely. I'm excited to see more of this Killmonger, and I'm excited to see what's up with these Moon Knights, and if the maker will be making a return anytime soon. Um, did you read Ultimate X Men?
yes, I did. Did you?
Briefly, yeah. Briefly, I know this is not the book we're talking about, but
Yeah,
just on the topic of Ultimate stuff, briefly, um, I think it's a very cool, like isolated story, but it did the thing that I was afraid it was going to do, which was not tie it into the rest of the Ultimate Universe. It only did that in like the opening summary. So it's a little strange of a choice. Again, like Pishimoko is an amazing artist and creator, um, but I think there's a reason that they gave her her own like stories, like the Demon Wars stuff, to
yeah,
kind of just let her do her own thing. Um, so if she's really going to be bringing the mutants, into the ultimate eye, she needs to be kind of making a more conscious effort to tie this into the greater universe. Like the story itself was awesome again, but I just don't see it connecting yet.
Yeah, I think it was a really good opening for a horror manga. I don't know about Ultimate X Men. That's the thing I take away. It's a really great opening if you didn't know it was an X Men book. It was a really good issue. But knowing that it's supposed to set up the X Men, it's like, okay, we need more though. Like we need a little bit more. Like, why is armor exhibiting powers but not other mutants? Where are the other mutants? What where are these characters? How are we gonna get in like 6 months into like the battle against the Maker, or however long it's going to be? Like we have to have enough time and enough issues where we can establish to the point where armor is going to probably be in that fight. Um, so yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I'm hoping the second issue really picks up because we are introducing another character um, with Maystorm. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, no, I think it was a strong first issue, but I think it was definitely not the issue people were expecting.
I was hoping at least like editorial would make her like put like something on the TV to show it's connected to the universe, or like something in the backdrop to kind of tie it together.
I
But it
will say
didn't
the art was
happen.
creepy as fuck though at times. It was good.
Yeah, it was very good, very well done. She's a great artist. So Maystorm, I'm a little iffy about, but we'll talk about her when one of us puts the next issue on our pull list.
Yeah.
So, what is your next pick, Lucas?
My next pick is Helena Windhorn. I was going to say Wordhorn. Windhorn. Tom King and Belicius Evely. If you don't know, this was the team that worked on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, a phenomenal series, well regarded. Um, and yeah, just for that alone, I'm interested in this book. I mean, the art, if the cover itself doesn't paint how gorgeous this art is going to be, I mean, it looks phenomenal. Tom King, phenomenal writer, especially when he's left to his own devices and is not limited by curse words and such. So yeah, no, I'm actually pretty excited to see what's going to happen. Apparently, there's going to be a gothic sword and sorcery story, so it'll be interesting to see him kind of go into this style of writing instead of the normal superhero stuff.
Tom, I want to know what Tom's schedule looks like. I want to know like how he has time for all these books,
I mean,
or if
let's
some of
be.
these are already written and then he maybe gets a more fleshed out script done later. But
I mean,
he's so busy.
I mean, to be honest, he got the CIA check, so like he don't got to worry about anything else. He was a former
No, but I
CIA.
just mean like, how is he? How does he have the time? It's just a time thing. Like
I'm wondering.
he has the money to take his time and not write 10 stories at once. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, I wonder if this is like all stories that he wrote previously while working at the CIA and just never published it. Obviously,
Yeah,
like
no,
during
it's
the
possible
time.
that these are some older stories too.
Because right now, Animal Pound, for example, is just literally just a retelling of Animal Farm. By the way,
Okay.
so like yeah, like some of them are like adaptations of other books, which I think he probably like previously wrote like just by himself and then later pitched it. So like I'm wondering if like this is like a story that he already had an idea for and was like, yeah, let's do this now.
Word. Elias gifted me the trade or the hardcover of Woman of Tomorrow, so I gotta read that at some point. But
It's
yeah,
really good.
this looks very interesting, and I hope it's good.
Yeah. Elias, what's next up for you?
Next up for me is going to be Avengers Twilight #4. Um, I hope I'm not breaking this news to you, Lucas, but
No,
this
I
is
already
is
read
going to
it.
be six. No, no, no. This series
Oh
is going to be 6 issues.
no, I
Um,
already knew. Yeah.
so it's going to be a limited format, but I think that's okay. This didn't wind up being anything mind blowing, but I'm a huge Daniel Acuna fan and I'm a big Chip fan. So I thought this is very solid and it has a goal that it's accomplishing. And the storytelling is just is very solid. So last issue was very cool. The Avengers are starting to be assembled basically, and Kamala had a very awesome page spread there, and yeah, Cap is doing doing the most that he can to fight um, to fight this broken system that he's witnessed. So this has been very solid, and I'm excited to read the next issue.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the last issue. I thought the last issue was everything I wanted it to be. Cap kind of fighting against this new Iron Man, which was Tony's son. Him saving Tony, really showing his like care for his own team. The introduction of, well, not the introduction, but the turn of Hawkeye, basically the new Hawkeye. I like that they introduced him last issue, showed their hesitation, and now paid it off. I thought that was really cool. And then like Kamala coming in last second to save them was also really neat. I've really been enjoying this. I think this is really really cool, and I'm really excited to see where it's going to go because right now we have Ultron and Red Skull kind of pulling the strings in the background, and Thor now's in the picture. So let's see what happens.
The final page Thor reveal was a little cheeky, but they're moving the story along, so I
Oh,
understand that
how
for
was it
pacing's
cheeky? Do
sake.
you think?
Well, it was just like he kept getting saved and saved by different, like Cap kept getting like last minute saves,
Oh, okay.
with Kamala and with Hawkeye and like all this stuff. So it was just like a lot in one issue, and then Thor to just pull up and save him was a little cheeky, but
I don't know. I like
it's
that he prayed to him.
pacing purposes. They're keeping it moving. So yeah,
I will say the only downside of this series is that issue number 5, the cover, Hawkeye's way too small in it. Why is Hawkeye so small? like everyone else looks big and bold and like is in your face on the cover, and then Hawkeye's just like
yeah, that is a little
just just,
strange.
just a lot of empty space. It
Yeah,
feels weird in comparison to the other ones, you know.
right.
But that's my only
And
complaint.
it's strange because there's like Daniel Acuna like B covers for every issue, I think, and those are really good too.
Yeah, they
So
are. I
so
love all the
yeah, it's
tattoos
strange.
on Hawkeye, this
Mm-hmm.
version of Hawkeye, the Punisher tattoos and etc.
Yeah,
And they're the daughter of Bullseye, from what I understand.
not what they're saying.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh wait, yes, expert military marksman known as Bullseye. Yeah, so they were called Bullseye, and now they became Hawkeye.
Yeah, but
That was
I
their
don't
code name
think they
within
said
the,
there was
yeah,
any familial relation though.
yeah. You're right. They were that was just
Yeah.
their code name for the in the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
But still, cool.
Okay, what's your next pick?
My next pick is Transformers number 6. Um, Number 5 was really really good yet again. We are getting finally the end of the story arc, and Starscream is on his back legs, so of course he has to employ some pretty tricky shenanigans by summoning Devastator, who is the Constructicons. And holy fuck, the fact that we're getting the Constructicons is wild. Oh my god! And I love that Optimus is using fucking Megatron's gun, his arm, since he can't repair it, and Starscream's like fucking terrified of it. He's like, "This is the gun that fucking killed you last time. I'm gonna use it on you if you're not careful." And yeah, no, I've really been enjoying this. I love the writing for Optimus. I'm really excited to see how this story arc is gonna end. And yeah, Starscream has been a surprisingly good villain. I know that he's usually the laughing stock of every single showdown, but like there's a reason why he is second in command. And I think this book is really portraying it while also keeping in mind that he is second in command, not first. There's a reason also for that. So, yeah, no, I've really been enjoying this.
Yeah, he's clearly vying for control, because everyone kind of keeps questioning him and shit. And yeah, he just is a pretty fucked up character and keeps throwing people under the bus, literally.
He's like, "Ooh, you're squishy." It's like,
Yeah,
bro, chill the fuck out.
yeah,
Holy
he's
shit.
he's nuts. Um, but yeah, so this will be the last issue with Daniel Warren Johnson on pencils. But going forward, we'll have another artist, Jorge Corona.
Yeah, it looks
Um,
great though.
so I'm curious to see how it'll go. Obviously, there's still a lot more story to be told here. So yeah, I'm excited to see this first arc wrap up.
Yeah, the Jorge Corona variant cover for number 7 makes me reassured that we're in good hands for the art, honestly.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I'm very excited. Anyway, Elias, what is your top pick?
My top pick for this week is going to be Knights number 6. Knights number 5 was, I think, the best issue so far. Um, it had parts funny, parts scary, um, parts artistically unique. Um, just, the series continues to be a real treat to read, and a really, really unique indie book, refreshing book, for sure. So, yeah, we have some pretty crazy gray lore that we're kind of getting now, showing that there's kind of a vampire vampire inside her, um, who is probably responsible for her vampirism. We'll say quote unquote, because she's kind of convinced that she's not a regular vampire. So there's some shadowy figures who have been waiting for this strange transformation to happen to Gray, as we see in the final page. And yeah, so this is ramping up very quickly, but very, it's being done very well. So I'm very, very excited to read this next issue.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very hyped. And I will say, I love how much actual adoration and love you can feel in the story. Why Kenny and Luigi Formisano and even Francesco Segala and Gloria Martinelli. You can feel the love in this comic, from the fact that they make playlists for every issue to the fact that they make fucking T-shirts for every issue. This series, God, you can tell this is really something that they wanted to work on for so long. They have this story planned out, and honestly, this makes me love comics again. I love when artists and creatives can just go and tell the story they want to tell. And yeah, no, I'm so excited for this next issue, and I will eventually buy a T-shirt from Knights. I guarantee it. I will. I will wait until the next amazing design, because all of them are good, but I want an amazing design. So hopefully this next issue brings that, and then I'm probably going to buy it.
Yeah, you can tell they care, and whatever editor cleared this series, maybe they showed them like a really, really long script and gave them like their start goal, end goal. But whatever editor cleared this image series, props to you, for letting these guys tell their story. They clearly got some really cool shit here, and hopefully many, many more issues to come.
Yeah, 1,000 issues of Knights. Woohoo!
Knights 1000.
Yeah, let's go. People think that saga's long.
This is the next saga. That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
Honestly, I honestly don't doubt that. I have a gut feeling that yeah, kind of. This might
In like
actually
vibe or immensely?
in vibe, like where it's like an epic, but it also has like deep character development.
Okay, sure.
But yeah,
That
been
will
loving
bring
it.
us And that will bring us to your final pick, Lucas. What is your top pick for this week?
Immortal Thor number 8, baby.
Immortal
Love last issue. Last issue was great. Last issue was everything I wanted. Ugar Loki just fucking revealing everything, being like, "Yeah, you thought you were hitting me, but you were hitting a mountain. You thought you were doing this, but like you were drinking the ocean." I love that. Like, Thor's like, "Man, this tastes awful," and he's like, "What are you, a bitch? This is
He's the
how art
ultimate.
drinks."
He's the ultimate trickster.
Yeah, he's just gaslighting them left and right. But yeah, no, it was so great, and now we have Thor confronting Gaia, um, about the fact that she has released these versions of them, and I'm really really excited to see what's going to happen, because I don't think Gaia and him have had a conversation in forever, um, and this series has just continuously been very good. I've been loving the Enchantress subplot kind of building in the background with the Executioner and everyone. And I'm actually really excited to see what the Roxxon Thor book is going to look like. It's going to be super fun. Um, but yeah, no, Al Ewing, yet again, what can I say? This man knows how to write. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, from dialogue to just giving us like a true fantasy feel, that pays huge respect to the original Thor books while also bringing him into the future, into a new era. So really fantastic. Last issue, they also followed a nice logical train of thought, which was if there's Utgard Loki and Utgard Thor, there's got to be an Utgard Odin. So
Which is fucking insane. It's like, bro, you're having trouble with fucking the
Taurenos.
yeah, like y'all are fucked with Odin then.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're all fucked.
Yeah. But yeah, I was nervous when they chose the immortal adjective to tack onto this book. I think it doesn't, it doesn't do it in the literal sense that Hulk did, but it
Yeah.
does it in the way of
Thor has been
celebrating
alive
an
for so
old
long.
character, celebrating their long life in comics, but bringing a new and fresh feel to them, I guess. So. It's definitely cool in that, similar to the Immortal Hulk in that way, and also just I had another comparison that I just forgot.
Myths, mythology.
I forgot it.
I was gonna say that I feel like the immortal adjective is like describing like Thor and myths in general, like how he's been quote unquote immortal within myths, but eventually he does have to die. There is an end point in his story with the
Interesting. Yeah.
Midgard serpent. So
Uh huh. But yeah,
like you can still
this
be immortal but still die, you know what I mean?
yeah, but this definitely follows the atmosphere and the that was the other point. Um,
Philosophical.
of the Immortal Thor thing is, yes, philosophical, but also that Al has such a huge roadmap that he's planned out, and there's like subplots and main plots and lurking threats and present threats, and like there's so many moving parts that you can tell that he has planned, and yeah, he's just he's a master planner of comics for sure. So
Call
I
this man Otto Octavius because he's a master planner.
yeah. Um, but yeah, always excited to read more of this book. It's been really fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the weekly polls for March 13th. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Comic Universe, all that stuff we said at the beginning, like, comment, yada yada. Don't forget to support your local comic shop and read some comics. And we'll see you guys next time.